Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Pete Mummert.
I'm Jerry Porter.
And with us again today is our friend Steve Kreuch. Welcome back, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we're glad to have you. And we're here talking about Minute 43. Minute 43 begins with Indy stunned by a burning truck, and it ends with him going off drunkenly with a couple of Germans and a monkey.
So this starts and there's this massive explosion. And as we've seen in the previous minute, there seem to be people lining the streets just selling their wares or just watching everywhere you go in this town. But no one is drawn to a gigantic, massive explosion. Just no one.
These Arabs don't care if we kill each other.
They're not going to interfere in our stunt explosions with telephone poles sticking out of them. No, it's fun. Well, maybe they probably painted them out digitally. I'm sure there was a huge crowd there, and they just painted them out digitally for their own safety.
Or maybe it was such a, it was an artistic decision. They were like, this is such a huge plot point that Marion is dead. We can't have any pots and pans beggar distractions.
No, we did that last week. Forget it.
They could have been at prayer.
They could have been. Yeah. Those guys were begging for coins to get into the, prayer mosque.
For the collection basket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See? I love Indy's sort of run stop thing that he does.
Yeah.
He starts to run to the explosion. He's like, forget it. Oh, jeez.
That's that's just an example of how he's such a great actor.
You know what,
Gene? But using his body again, like the bar Nepal bar scene where he thinks he gets shot. It reminds me of that. It's just you're like, oh God, he's like, oh my God, like oh.
Indy has a very tender, like quiet Marion.
Yeah,
because it's exploding.
Yeah, it's like
it makes you wonder. You're like, maybe he's not
or he's thinking, I was just gonna ditch her again. Damn it, and I'll never get the chance. Oh man.
Well, see, this scene has something that you don't see a lot of times in big budget movies, like kind of summer blockbusters, but like you really see. I think this is the minute you start to see a change in his character.
Yeah.
Like until this minute, he's completely driven kind of by what he wants in the arc. And in this minute, he kind of, maybe that motivation is starting to change a little bit.
Right. He's kind of like, forget it. I'll get drunk with a monkey. I've had it.
And then by the way, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead because you're on that scene.
Well, it's interesting because it's like something has finally kind of attained equal footing with the arc for Indy.
Wow. Raiders of the Lost Marion.
That Drunken Monkey scene is the lighting there is really, really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of slowly pull in on it, and it's I don't know, the colors are sort of softer and kind of a golden.
Looks like Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, exactly. It does. It looks exactly like Caesar's Palace.
Is the monkey drunk?
I think monkeys are technically always drunk. I think that's just their natural state. So yes.
The weird thing is the monkey on this scene. For some reason, you get the like he's sort of compassionate or sympathetic a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, this is the Nazi monkey that totally gave up. This monkey is a phenomenal actor.
Well, he might be conflicted. Maybe he's like, if he was a human, he'd be going like, geez, when I started spying on Indy and Marion, I was all in for it for the Nazis, but now I've gotten close to them, and I don't want to see anything bad happen to them. And the lady, she gave me dates, and now she's all charred up. I feel terrible. What am I gonna do?
But like the monkey even stays in character after Barranca shows up.
And by the way, why does Barranca show up? Like, we see that one shot of him on his motorcycle, and it has nothing to do with any other shots around here. They never cut back to him or anything.
Is the monkey low-jacked and he's just following his monkey?
Maybe. That's entirely possible.
He's like, you're touching my monkey.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
That's my monkey.
Also, I like that this bar is like in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it seems like it's the end of the street. Yeah, like he's like
got
it
his
dead ends in here.
Yeah, it dead ends at his back.
Maybe this is where the bakery was from before.
Right.
And he's the only patron. Like it's him.
Well, he said, I want to have the patio to myself, please. I've had a hard day.
Yeah,
Clear out.
is he actually? He's outside of the bar, and you're like, basically, he set up a table in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Like facing into the bar.
Yeah, with
Right.
with like a Mexican blanket on it.
Yeah.
Well, these Arabs don't care if I block traffic. They're not going to interfere in my drinking.
Well, actually, I think that Mexican blanket might have been intentional, because this kind of calls back to something Tom talked about way back in minute I don't remember, but when we were in Indy's house, and Tom referenced how George Lucas kind of wanted to make Indy a Playboy, and there was a girl in the room with him.
Oh, yeah.
But Spielberg, this is another sort of lost thread. Spielberg wanted to make him an alcoholic. And I think he referenced Fred C. Dobbs in Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah.
And that was sort of what he forced. He saw Indy as being like that, and that George Lucas didn't buy it.
So wait, how's the Mexican blanket come in then?
No, it's Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
No, yeah, totally. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, it is funny. You can see, once you know that those ideas were out there and that they were like even part of the screenplay in some places, you can see like how they were kind of doing that, but it didn't quite make it to the screen. Like, Harrison Ford's playing that guy in some ways, in some scenes. Like the way he treats Marion, like when he first sees her in Nepal and stuff. But like, I don't know, maybe because it's Harrison Ford, or maybe just because of the attitude they had as they were filming it, it doesn't quite come across as that, jerk, alcoholic, womanizer kind of guy, even though he had an affair with a 15-year-old or something. But you know what I mean.
Hey. They were young.
They know what they were doing.
She was young.
One of them was young. Yeah. Oh, boy.
I feel like the cup he's drinking his whiskey or whatever out of is plastic.
Oh, really?
It looks like when he lifts it to drink it, you can see like little rings on the bottom, and it feels like it's a clear plastic cup, which wasn't invented back then.
Well,
it
and
was
I noticed
invented
he
in
has like
Cairo.
another little, like, did he order soup?
Yeah. Maybe that's where the monkey's getting drunk out of.
Gazpacho, barkeep, and keep it coming.
Yeah. Also, was Cairo super Muslim back then? Like, were they cool with drinking? Because Egypt is totally not cool with drinking now. I mean, they banned it in the 70s under Sadat, but I always feel like, if it was heavy Muslim, then they wouldn't really allow drinking.
I mean, he's outside the bar. I mean,
That's true. He's outside the bar. He's
True.
in the smoking area. He's okay.
if we can call it that, I guess.
Yeah, is the bar a drinking establishment, or is it mostly a hookah bar?
It's hard to tell because they don't really get to it in this minute, but when they go into it, at least other person is drinking.
Right. That's true. And hookahing it up. So
Yeah, well,
it's hard
as
to tell.
wedding Cairo.
Right, exactly.
I want to know, is that the same? Well, we'll get to it next minute.
So
that.
okay, so these guys come up to him
Yeah.
and they
The
say
clean-cut
some
Germans.
yes, and which could have been the clean-cut Germans in every other scene in this because they all look alike to me.
Yeah.
But so they say something in German, and can I guess what he's saying?
Yeah.
The first thing is the man in the bar wants to speak to you, and then I think the second thing is like, "Come with me now."
Yeah, please come with us.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's
Nice
perfect.
job, Steve.
Well, I did take French from Frau Anastasio. Our French teacher in the high school that Tom and I went to was also the German teacher, and everything in the room was labeled in German.
No
And she
wonder I failed French.
Yeah, and she was always pushing us to take German while we were taking French.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I like that one of the
Thanks.
things labeled in the classroom must have been "man in the bar."
Yeah. The man in the bar wants to speak with you. Je suis Monsieur Thibault.
Well, I had a question because you mentioned so there's only 2 slick coiffed Nazis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's like a super svelte one, and then one who's a little bit more portly.
He's from the news desk.
Yeah, he's from right. I mean, he's like a little more Wiener Schnitzel.
Right.
And I'm assuming that the guy who in the previous minute yells "Go go go fast," you're like, okay, so that guy's dead.
Yeah.
He blew up in the trunk. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, he blew up. And so this is the slightly portly one who comes up to talk to Indy. Right?
There's two of them.
there's two of them.
Two of
right?
them.
Well,
that
no,
come to
there's
talk to
another dude who looks. He's not as well dressed, and I don't think he has a hat on, does he?
No, one of them is not wearing a jacket.
Yeah, so he's another new guy kind of, but he's not one of the main white suited or
Khaki.
off white
Beige-suited,
beige suited Nazi guys.
Right.
And what I
don't think we've
noticed
seen him
is
before.
now this guy, and this is what I don't understand. Don't you think that guy's thin partner just blew up in a truck? Don't you think he's going to be on the other side of the bar drowning his sorrows?
Well, I mean, I thought about like, why doesn't he just shoot these guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like he's at the end of his emotional rope. He doesn't really care anymore.
Yeah, or tell him to go away. He's mourning, or he just kind of gestures like, yeah, of course, there's some guy in the bar that wants to talk to me, but like,
Well, does this mean Indy understands German? Because they only say it in German, and I couldn't tell if he understood them or he's just like, whatever you guys want.
I got it. I think being offered a drink in a bar is the universal language. So he knows
Wait a
exactly
minute,
what
wait
to
a
say.
minute. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but there's definitely a minute where Indy doesn't understand German in this movie.
Yeah. So it's funny that he seems to understand. I mean, maybe he doesn't understand the guys here.
no, maybe he doesn't. He just kind of sees them. He's like, of course,
Yeah.
these guys show up,
Well, Steve
Right.
understood it, and he only speaks French.
right? But they're also all really unsweaty for people like drinking whiskey in the middle of Cairo in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I would at least be like, can I get this on the rocks?
The Nazis have cold hearts that keep their body temperature stable.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's actually fascinating about the German, because my entire life I always assumed that any foreign languages in this movie were just made up like phonetically, like they were just like talk like you're talking German or something, like make some guttural sounds.
Well, actually, originally the German in this movie was terrible, and they redubbed it all. Like for the new releases on DVD and stuff, they had to redub it.
Get
because the
outta
German
here,
was
really?
So bad. It was Americans speaking very broken German.
Oh, wait a minute. Now
original
I got to know
cinematic
this. No, wait. So what? When did that? Like, was that for like the DVDs or like VHS or what?
Actually, I'm not sure when they did that. Actually,
Because like, if I've been watching like a different version of the movie than I ever thought I was or something, I'm about to get angry, you guys.
special.
I can't have this happen to me again. Not with Raiders.
We do seem to be determining that for an archaeologist, Indy speaks a remarkably small number of languages.
Right.
Well, we know he definitely doesn't speak Javitos.
No.
And
Certainly not.
Who does?
well, one motherfucker does.
All right.
Yeah, right. That's as far as he got in Vito's class, but it worked. God, you know what? The next time I'm at my parents' house, I'm going to look in the basement and try to find my Indiana Jones role-playing game, because I think in his like dossier or something it said exactly what languages he speaks. I think we know like from other movies he speaks Chinese, and that's it. Chinese and English. That's it.
Well, you get the impression that I mean, look, if he's way into, he ostensibly knows a lot about the Ark, and that's sort of that his field is the Middle East or ancient. So you imagine he speaks Hebrew, right, or ancient Hebrew, and probably Greek.
Well, he does
fake
speak
probably
Hebrew,
Latin.
which we're going to learn very quickly.
Wait, did he what?
He does not speak Hebrew, which we'll learn in a few minutes from now.
Oh, that's kind of true.
And
Let's see what
I mean, I guess he fakes his way through the Latin stuff with the neo meaning new.
I knew that neo
would have
means
been the main language that archaeology, like in papers and research, most of it would have been written in German in the 30s anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the class he's teaching is talking about the burial chamber that's in England,
Yeah.
but from what was it? It was like 2,000 years ago. So, what's that stuff like? Hibernia or the early Saxon, or pre
Celtic.
Yeah, sort of. So you think, well, maybe he speaks one of those, but then you're like, well, then the feds wouldn't come to him to talk about the Ark. If he doesn't speak ancient Hebrew, we have a problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's just kind of where you're like, he would not be an expert in this field unless he spoke, ancient Hebrew or Coptic, Egyptian.
Are you losing your faith in Indiana Jones's archaeological skills?
I think I'm getting anxious.
Fair enough.
It's like I just put something down and I can't find it.
Where's my phone?
So there's of course, this is, totally, fact checked. A Yahoo Answers where someone said that he speaks German, Hindu, Mandarin, Greek, and Latin at least.
Well, there you have it.
And then someone else added, which is ridiculous, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Russian, Swedish, Greek, Arabic, Turkish, Hungarian, Vietnamese, Swahili, Latin, Nepalese, Chinese, Hindi, Sinhalese, Mayan, Quichua, and sign language.
Yeah.
I'm losing my faith in the internet.
I'm thinking about pastries.
I'm thinking about German monkeys. Well, does anybody else have anything for minute 43? Is that what this is? 43?
Just that, I appreciate that as he leaves this minute to go follow these Nazis, he makes sure to grab two things. his bottle of whiskey and his monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. We haven't said this before, but Pete, is it worth noting down that Indy is his companion, at least for the next couple of minutes, is a furry, sharp-toothed, kind of monkey-like creature? Is that worth noting in our carbonite log?
It's on the list now.
Steve, we got this thing going. I don't know if you've heard where Star Wars Minute. They mentioned there's this internet thing going around that Indiana Jones, all the movies are Han Solo's dream when he's in carbonite, and so we've been collecting evidence that might support that.
See, I actually feel like maybe he's Han Solo's descendant.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
Because Star Wars takes place a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
So I feel like he could have been his descendant. And there's some certain things that he does that are fairly Han Solo-ish.
He looks a lot like him.
Definitely.
You can't deny that.
No. He does have that roguish charm.
And before Alderaan exploded, Jor-El put him in that little thing when he was a baby and sent him to Earth.
Where he was raised by Kevin Costner?
Right. Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
Not on my watch. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad we have a little bit more evidence. I feel bad, by the way, because I have no idea if there's a person out there who actually first came up with that. I've found that, theory. I haven't read it because I just want us to come up with our own stuff, but I've found people referring to that theory over and over again on the internet, but I never found anyone saying, "Oh yeah, so-and-so came up with this theory." So if there's somebody out there who's the author of this cockamamie scheme, we apologize for not giving you any credit. But we're coming up with our own list, so forget it.
And ours is better.
And ours is better. So if that does it for minute 43, Pete, why don't you let that guy with that theory know where he can get in touch with us, and his lawyers can find us too.
Yeah, if your lawyers want to find us, wedon'tcare.com. But otherwise, you can find us at Indiana Jones Minute on Facebook or indianajonesminute.com.
And Steve, can you come back tomorrow for minute 44?
I am looking forward to it.
Excellent. And everyone else out there in Radioland, you please come back for minute 44 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Marion.
Kommen Sie bitte mit uns.
That was
Nice.
terrible.
That was terrible. I know.